Let's read it. International hairstylist Jawara is one of the most sought after names in fashion. The contributing beauty editor for Days Beauty has a number of notable accolades under his belt, including a British Fashion Council New Wave Creatives Award, as well as Business of Fashion 500 and Days 100 ranking. Jawara first started his career as a salon assistant in Brooklyn when he was just 16. After graduating from FIT and the Aveda Institute, Jawara moved to London and began assisting industry legends Guido and Luigi on runway shows and shoots. It was after being mentored by icon Sam McKnight that Jawara reached the level of artistry at which he works today. When Jawara left McKnight's team in 2013, he began working independently. His extensive knowledge and remarkably diverse skill set and range of work soon garnered the attention of many influential names, including musical talents Cardi B, FKA Twigs, and Solange, with whom he has worked extensively. Jawara's work is frequently featured in the pages of British Vogue, Vogue Italia, Reedition, Days, ID Magazine, Pop Magazine, T Magazine, W Magazine, Wall Street Journal Magazine, amongst others. His impressive roster of clients includes Off-White, Gucci, Calvin Klein, Alexander Wang, Nina Ricci, Terry Mugler, Chloe, Chanel, and Hermes. He's also the global styling ambassador for Dyson Hair. Yo, credits, okay? Get into it. Let's see. Let's bring the man, the legend, Jawara into the room. Welcoming into the room, y'all. Send some hearts up the screen. Hearts up the screen. Yeah. What's up, brother?
What's up, CJ?
Oh
How are
my,
you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to see you. Thank
Me
you so
too. I'm
much.
happy to be here.
Thank you so much for
I'm so
checking in.
happy.
The kids are excited about you. The
Me?
kids, yeah, don't do it. See, I told y'all humble. Me? Yes, you. Yes, you, Jawara.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. What'd you think of the piece?
I love the piece. I love the piece. I
You think
love it.
it's an accurate,
I'm always nervous when I watch those things because I'm like, I never really like to hear or see myself speak, but I think it needs to be seen. So feeling good
yes,
about it.
good. It does need to be seen.
Hmm.
The visibility means everything. And thank you again for letting me, even letting me kind of come along the ride and document you in that way. I really, really appreciate it. And again, the people are loving it. So thank you.
No, thank you
Um,
for coming and doing that.
Are you kidding?
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it opened all kinds of doors for me. So Jawar is the plug, and a lot of people are on here, like some of his assistants and other people he's opened the doors for. But even in that realm, like he's done that for me as well and brought me on board as like his backstage production coordinator. And so it's opened other doors for me. So I'm doing it for other people. So thank you for always, coming back and pulling people up. I appreciate that.
Family always got to stick together, I believe.
Family
So
got to stick together.
family got to stick together, Lord.
And they gotta stick together, Lord. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, we don't have much time, and there's so much to talk about. But
Uh-huh.
okay, so Rara, I've known you since you were in a salon in Harlem, like
Yes.
years ago,
Shout
like
out to
long,
Salon.
long time.
So shout out to Salon
804.
804 and Rochelle and
Yes,
Lucy and Melissa and Rob and Shelly and
yes,
Sheer and everybody else who has helped me um, get to where I am. So I'm happy about that.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Salon
But
804.
but, but
Shout out to
before that,
Derek.
let's just talk. Derek. Oh,
Rest in peace,
Rob.
Derek. Rest in
Rest in
peace,
peace,
Derek.
Derek.
Hmm.
Okay, but before that, like even like as we said on part one, for those of you who didn't see it, Jawar was talking about whenever he grew up in Jamaica and working at your aunt's salon. So take us back to that, and we won't stay there too long. But I do want to, delve into that. How was it being a little black boy in Jamaica, working at your aunt's salon, and kind of how did that kind of come to be?
The only way I could describe it is kind of magical in a sense. It was like just so transformative. Like you see people transform right in front of your eyes and their attitudes transform. There was so much things that people were unleashing and unloading in the salons. It was like a place of like community. And I just remember it being it being my favorite place to be, just because of how touched I feel with other people in the community. And I always felt like hairstylists were magicians because people would come in upset, having an attitude, and they would leave happy and they'd be dancing and it'd be like a whole situation. And this is at the height of the dancehall era, so it was like insane hair going on, like really, really. insane.
So you started there when crazy hair was going on. So again,
Yeah,
that's why for you doing this stuff is just kind of like
yeah, it's just like natural, natural.
natural. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I love
Mhm.
that. I love that. And so what did your family think of that at that time though?
um, it was looked at as like it was up. I was. It was looked at as like what is he what is he trying to do? What is he going through? What I don't think that they really understood because it wasn't really seen at the time, especially in Jamaica, and it wasn't one of those things that everyone had their boy child doing. So
Yeah.
it was like,
And you
no,
were young, right?
yeah, like 7, 8,
You were
yeah,
7 or 8 working in the salon. Oh my God. So
yeah.
at that time, was it just like, okay, this is fun? Or was it like you could dream a bigger dream
I
of
was
what could happen?
I used to play soccer sometimes, and then I used to play that. They call it football in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And then I stopped playing soccer because I like being in the salon. So it was like a fun thing for me to do. It started off as fun, but then I started to spend more time and see the people and see like what hairstylists meant to the community, especially Black communities. Hairstylists are way more than just hairstylists. They're therapists. They are
Therapist.
family members. They are, some of them are spiritual workers. So it's a bit
Yes.
more community.
It's definitely that. And I'm feeling the same thing. Like, I look crazy right now, but I need
Me
that
too.
therapy of
Me
my
too.
hairstylist. Like, I haven't had a haircut since my birthday, which was the last time I saw you, which was what, 2 months ago? Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel
Mhm.
crazy. But
Same.
yeah, I need some therapy real
Same.
soon. So I want to get back outside at some point. We'll figure that out. But okay, tell me this. In the piece, in part one, that if you guys haven't seen, make sure you go to the page and watch. But in part one, you mentioned also that now it feels like you're the savior of your family. You know what I'm saying? Or they're so proud of you. How does that feel now at
I
this
want to, I
point?
want to, I want to change that. Not the save. I wouldn't say the savior, but I would just
Okay.
feel like they're so proud of me now. I come from a family of musicians, so artistry has always been in my family, and like going to concerts and shows, and like seeing family members on stage and seeing my mother on stage. I always
Yes, Sister
understood.
Carol.
I always understood, what that means when you can touch people through music, and I just always respected it. And I feel like now that I feel like I'm getting a point across through hair, I think it's kind of like really, really making my family extremely proud. And it's not just hair. So
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Because again, I'm sure earlier they were like, okay, what's he doing? But now they're
yeah,
like,
what's he
yeah,
doing? Yeah,
billboards, magazines, everywhere. Like,
nobody wanted young Black boys to be playing hair. And I've kind of left it a few times. Like, I'm leaving this alone. It's not for me. I went to college, did hair in college. I went to beauty school, did hair in beauty school. I just was always doing hair. So, when something is naturally within you, I think it's better to embrace it. And I did. And now I'm the happiest that I did that.
oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so then I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to your days in the salon.
Mm.
How are your salon years?
My salon years varied. I had a few salon years, of course, in Jamaica. I
Hmm.
did some more salon years in Brooklyn when I moved back to America. I had salon days in Florida. My cousins own a chain of natural hair salons in Florida that really inspired me as well. Natural trendsetters. Shout out to Simone and Trudy and the crew. And when I was 17, my mom sent me to go down there. This is when it was like, okay, this is what you want to do, so let's go into it.
Okay.
Um, she sent me to go down there, and I realized that wow, like they're doing the same thing. They're transitioning people, and like that was when a lot of people started to transition from relaxers to natural hair, and I just
Hmm.
felt the way how they made people feel. But I think one of the most amazing times in my life was working in a salon in Harlem called Salon 804. It's really, 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 really centered me as a stylist and made me understand myself as a person a lot more. So, um, yeah, big up to 804 for that, for
Big up
sure.
to 804. Yes, I love Salon
Hmm.
804. I used to just go to
And
Salon
the fa-
Hotel
and the
804 to hang out with my friends, and
it's such a
Jawara would be in
family.
the back and just with his head down doing hair. Like, it's so crazy to see Like, and he was so you just didn't even know. I didn't know when I first met you because it was just like, oh, Jawara, he's in the back, he's just doing hair. Like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you
Minding
know,
my business,
you
right?
were minding your business, but you was getting
Yes.
them folks in and out and killing it, and it was just like,
Yes.
what is he doing back there? Like, and then
Yes.
all of a sudden it was just like, okay, the Solange, and it was like he's in fashion weeks, and then it was like, wait, billboards, oh, editorials,
Mm-hmm.
covers. Wait a minute, wait, Jawara, wait a minute.
I know.
So was
I know,
that
right?
was it in Salon 804 when you dreamed a bigger dream? And you know what I'm saying? Or was that always the progression? You know what I'm
It was
saying?
a little
Even
bit it was a little bit before that, but I didn't know how to transition into that world because there weren't no outlets or platforms telling me how to get into that world. I always used to look at Vogue magazine, and I always just look at the time Elle magazine, and I would be like, wow, who does the hair for this and who does the hair for that? And I was intrigued by this Moschino ad with Alec Weck on it when I was like in my teens. And I think it was that moment, and I realized I want to be the person who does that hair. But I never knew how to get, and there were no programs telling me how to get into it, which I want to change, by the way,
which I want to change, by the way.
which I'm going to try to help you change.
Which I'm gonna try to help you
Be
change. We're
more
doing this
informative,
together. Yeah.
to people. So I went into the salon world, and while I was in the salon world, I was simultaneously like emailing agents to assist, just emailing. And then maybe I would say after a year of emailing, never answered me back. I started testing. So I would test with photographers, young photographers that would meet, just try to see how hair looks, because hair is different in photographs than it is in real life. So learning how to do hair on set is completely different. So I kind of like test and learn what works on set. What will work in real life with hair, it look completely different on set. So once I did that and I had a few pictures, then I sent them in, and I was like, I would love to assist your stylist.
So
And
you
then
sent them to
finally,
who though? You sent them to agents
I
to
sent them to agents. I sent them to the agents of the people I respected, and I wanted to work under them, and I wanted to understand how to work under
Major
them,
Key.
which is
I
extremely
love
important, I
that.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. Speak on it.
I was quite excessive about it. I was quite obsessive about it. I emailed and emailed and emailed. I would be like in between clients, emailing, sending again, like planning shoots to shoot more stuff to send, to be like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, and then it finally happened. I started
Oh,
working with people, but I started working with I think Luigi Moreno first, and then I started working on Guido's team, and then I worked on Sam's team, and then it just like grew from there.
oh, that is so iconic. So wait, I want to go back because I want to put a pin in something real quick. So you did the research to find out the people that you respected
Yeah,
to then email their agents so then you could work with them as an assistant.
right.
And I think a lot of
And
times people
at this
go
time,
ahead.
I was now my own stylist, and it's like my assisting days in the salon were over. I was now a
A
stylist.
stylist in the
So I
salon.
went from
Yeah.
being like a head stylist with 20, 30 clients a day, however it used to be. The 804 was crazy like that.
804 was
Um,
crazy.
and then, went back into the assistant role. So it was a really humbling experience as well. But it's what I wanted to do, so I did it.
And I think that, like I was saying, I think that's a major key because I feel like a lot of people will probably have emailed the agent about getting themselves booked for their own things. Or like, can you look at my portfolio so you can hire me? But it's just like, you knew that there's levels to this. And it's just like, you know what? I respect this man. I see what he's doing. Is there a chance that I can work under him so I can learn
Right,
what he's doing so I can,
right,
because now you're the man that people are emailing about, you know?
right.
Yeah. So major key. I love it. I love it. Okay, so tell me about your first fashion show
My first fashion show. My first fashion show as an assistant.
as an assistant. Yeah.
As an assistant, my first fashion
Like
show.
that world, like you're going from the salon to now you're like, okay, this is where I want to be. And
I
you're like, okay.
remember. I just remember people rushing and people like panicking. There was like 50 hairstylists backstage, and I was working alongside a good friend of mine. Her name is Felicia Burrows, and she had been doing it for years. So she was like, "Just chill out," and I was nervous. And I just remember like it was a model. It was a show with 150 models.
Whew,
My first
whew.
show was assisting
I'm tired
assisting a
already.
hairstylist that had 150 models. It was insane. So But I remember, for me, going through doing the clients, I adjusted pretty quickly because I was used to working in the salon where I did 30 clients on my own, no assistant. So it's kind of like, I zipped through it.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
one, checked with the stylist, if they liked it, did another one, and then, it just became easy to me, and I just started to just prove myself more and more in these teams, and that's how it started.
How did you like? Because even when I'm backstage with you now, or I see, you have 30 different hairstylists. So much is going on. How do people stand out in those moments? Like, how did you stand out to then get to? Because I'll even look at those assistants that you have that we work with, and then I'm like, how do they go from there to where you are? Like, how does that happen?
I think one of the things I could really say that can happen is if you just do what you do best, stop trying to show out or stop trying to just show off for no reason, but just perfect your craft. And I think when I did things fast, they would be like, "Oh wow!" And it's so precise, and it's so um, and just basically I used to think ahead for the hairstylist. Like I used to see things that I feel like they might want or might need, and just had it ready just in case. And it was kind of like, okay, this guy's he wants to be just more than just like a fixture on the team, and I think it went from there. So
I
that's
love
what I
that.
say.
Got you.
Think fast, always be on your feet. How can you be of service? How can you be of service? How can you be amazing and supportive
How
first?
can
I
you
think
be?
I think
How
it's
can you
great
be
to
of
be
service?
I always feel like it's great to be a support to someone, and then eventually you become support to yourself in that way, just learning under someone. So I
That's
really, really, really
beautiful.
encourage assisting for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Be a support and be of service. Be of
Yeah.
service in those situations. Yeah, like make yourself
Mhm.
indispensable. You know what I'm saying? I think
Exactly.
that's the key. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, whenever I'm in
I mean, what
scenarios, I'm
what can
definitely
you
trying
bring
to
to the
think ahead.
what
Like,
can you bring to the table that hasn't been seen and hasn't been done without doing a whole bunch of hoopla and just I think in this world of social media now it's a bit more challenging because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things going on. So just
oh
set yourself
yeah, this
apart from the
was
crowd.
pre-social media too. Oh, I
Yes.
forgot. Yeah, this is also pre-social media. You
This
won't
is
post it,
pre-social
tagging it
media.
backstage.
No.
Like,
So it wasn't like, oh, I'm backstage at blah 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 with this person. No, it was
oh,
like
you
you
was doing the
literally.
work without even nobody see. That's kind of, and now that I think about it, that's why it was also very under the radar. And it was like you came out, you jumped out the window because it wasn't, this gradual posting. And here I am, and here I am. You were
Yeah.
doing the work, and then it
I
was just
still
like,
I still have an issue with posting because I've always just liked to work in
I
silence.
know,
So I'm gonna work on
I know, I
that.
already know. I know. But that's the thing because your work is so beautiful and it really
Thank
is like
you.
artwork. You already know how I'm in love with
I know.
Jawara. I'm in love with Jawara's work. I'm in love, and now that I've been able to really work with him, you already know. You really do know that. Like we can be
Love
backstage and
you.
Jawara could be moving around. I'd be like, I just have to stop and be like, yo, I love you. You're everything because you also move so like you're so supportive to your team. There's this humility about you. There's this, this confidence about you. You know your shit, but you're also very calm. Like, and it's so crazy backstage. And I
I'm
remember
getting
that whenever
so much compliments today. Thank you.
well,
See?
you deserve them though too. You deserve
Mhm.
them, like for real. And so, I mean, but yeah. So how do you do that? Like, how do you keep your cool, keep your composure? Again, I've seen you with however many models that still need to be done in the next 15 minutes, and all this stuff going on, and you can be very like, okay, okay.
I would
How do
say
you do that?
two things have allowed me to do that. Number one, when I was an assistant, I used to watch the panic backstage, and I used to watch everyone lose their shit over a pin or something that could just easily be handed over, and you know what I mean. And I always said to myself, "Wow, when I become the head hairstylist, I don't ever want to make anyone feel like lesser than just because you didn't do something right or you didn't pass the pin on time or so that's one of the things that I realized that I wanted to do and I want to change when I started being the lead. And I also think it's because of being in a salon background. Like in 804 we did 30 people a day, no assistants. Like each stylist would be doing 20 people a day, 10 people a day. Like when you
Y'all
begin,
was
you
humping
start.
up in there.
Yeah, when you begin, you start with 10. You know, and it's like you're doing the relaxers, you're doing the perms, you're doing the braids, you're doing like it's. So I think being trained in salons like that definitely changed my life. You know what I mean?
Yes,
If you
Rochelle's
can,
in the building. Hey, Rochelle.
hey Rochelle.
Hey, Rochelle. Shout out Salon
Yeah,
804.
you know, speaking of Rochelle, I used to assist for Rochelle at one time, and I think one day I counted 47 people. 47 people.
Wait, what do you mean? 47 people what?
She styled 47 clients in one day.
Stop.
I'm dead serious. Dead serious.
So that
So
right
like when
there.
you see that, it's like everybody calm down. Like, you know, so
That part.
you
And
know,
so,
like
and even this last season, we had Shelly Mosley there with us for this
yeah,
last
like Shelly
season,
used to not
and you
Shelly
and
used to not
Shelly
come.
was like, whoop 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 whoop.
So I think for me, seeing that and seeing all the stylists move the way they moved, especially like, you know, how fast they used to do here in Jamaica as well. It was just like I don't see what the big deal is. Just calm down.
Everybody,
Please. I think the
like
work is better too when everybody is a little bit more at ease and they don't feel uncomfortable coming to you. I remember some people being afraid to approach the stylist, the head stylist at the time about certain
mm,
things, you know, just because they didn't want to ruffle feathers or get yelled at. And I always make sure that's not the case for me at all.
yes.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
I love that. I want to go back to something you said earlier, which was just kind of the power of words and power of your thinking and power of thought. But you said, I looked at that and I said, when I become the lead stylist, caught it. You were very clear. You were very clear. It wasn't like, whatever. You were
I
just
think
like,
I think
when.
whatever you put out into the universe and whatever you have in your mind, that's what you will be. That's what you will do. That's how I was raised. That's how my mother was. That's how her mother was. That's how my father is. And that's how we've always just been. You're going to do it. There's no, I'm not going to succeed in my book. So, yeah, I claim it. I like to claim things before it happens because it usually does work that way. And you work towards it. And that's how it goes.
I love you. Okay. 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 So now tell me about your first show as lead hairstylist, as the
Ah,
key.
so
Tell me that.
my first show as a lead hairstylist, my friend had a clothing line at the time called HBA. My friend Shane
Right here.
Oliver had a clothing line called HBA, and he and his team asked me to do their show. And if anyone knows HBA, the concepts were like concepts were like insane. And I remember the first time I did the lead for a show, we went all the way to Florence, Italy, Pity, and it was under my lead. And I just remember just being nervous, but I then thought about the salon days of like, you know, but I also thought about hair in a different way as opposed to just doing it to please people or please clients. Doing it to send a message is a whole different concept. So I thought
Mm.
about everything that was going on that runway. What are we trying to say with this? How is this going with the look? And you know, it was insane. It was insane. It was insane. I made these huge wigs, these big like it was insane. But it was one of the
Ah,
best times of my life, and you know, I will always cherish that time because they were geniuses. Are geniuses. They are geniuses. So
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean, so now you're doing again Off-White, Mugler, Crochet. Like you have, yeah, you're booked. You're booked on the shows. It's kind of crazy. Like, so how does that feel? Do you feel like again, I know you guys, I'm speaking on a personal level because I've been with him. We just left Fashion Week recently, but I see him backstage and I'm always just like, how does it feel? Do you feel the responsibility? Because Jawara is also very tall. He's very chocolate. He's very, he's handsome. He smells good. All the things, all the things. But like, so you're backstage. You're backstage and you come in and you're running this team. Like, do you feel a certain, and especially when we're in like Milan, when we're in Milan or whatever, or even in Paris, whatever, it's just such a different world. But to see you come in and it's you're running the show in your world, like, do you feel a certain responsibility or obligation within that? Like, how's it feel?
Absolutely. I definitely feel a certain responsibility. I think about the stylists before me that didn't get to do that or didn't get to finish what they wanted to finish, and I think about just having people see in their face, someone that looks like me doing what I'm doing. I think that representation is extremely important. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes to that. I was always inspired by like Chucky Amos and Oscar James and those
Yes,
guys, and
Chucky.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't always think about only me. I think about like the whole picture of like what it means and what it means for us to be doing this. So it is a big responsibility.
Yeah.
It is.
I feel that. And then it's so, like I mentioned at the top of the hour, like you always give, like, you have all of your people there with you, like
Yeah.
people from the salon, and like you pull them
Yeah.
up. Like, it's so
I mean,
amazing to
they
see.
they they hold me down. I've worked with and under some of the most amazing hairstylists that I've seen do so many amazing things, and I just feel like with doing what I'm doing, the world needs to see what they can do as well. So I always include them, bring them on, because they're just amazing, and we have like a family situation going on, so it's always good to include the family and open up their minds to what else is out there and what other coin they could be making, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's really amazing.
Yeah,
It's
and
amazing.
and I, and it's also good to see, again, like you said, those salon people come with you, and the people who have worked in salons, and how efficient they are. Like, what
But
do you think
they would come like I had I had some of my friends that are amazing stylists like Rob and Melissa and Shelly and Mika and just everybody come, and I have another stylist that was amazing, Tiara. They would come and I would say something and it was just easily done as opposed to like a whole bunch of fluff, and because it's what we do. It's what we do.
You did
And
that
when
a
they
few
would
times with Shelly.
so
You did that a
when
few
they
times
would
with Shelly.
when they would come to shows, it would be like, why is everybody going so crazy, Jawara? And I'd be like, that's just because that's how it is. So
No, I love it. I
it was
absolutely
it was
love
it
it.
was it was amazing to see them because they're so like cool and calm and collected, and like the way they do here is so effortless, and it's like in that atmosphere they were like, everybody needs to calm down, just like I was when I first went into that world. So it's interesting.
How do you feel like, because you're in demand now, I believe, and
Am I?
we're calling it. Me and Letitia are calling it, and lots of other people. Like, you got next, you're a legend, you're an icon already.
Stop
So we
it.
call it in that way. But what do you think? How much of that do you attribute to like your team dynamic? Because again, I feel like you always, like, you're thinking about who has what skill sets, and then
I feel
it
like
just all works so cohesively.
I feel like you're nothing without your team. You're nothing without a support system. And if I always am astonished at people who disrespect their support system. Um, and I think for me, my team is, and then I have my team with like family. You know what I mean? Like they're amazing stylists on their own, and
Yes.
they do amazing things. So it's like, why not come together and just make it be beautiful? Or like I said, possibly in the film you guys might see. I think it's so good when people come together and like put their talents together. I think things are so much better in that way. So it's interesting.
Yes. And that'll be in tonight's episode, the Mugler episode, part two of our
Shout
respective
out to the
process with
Nuclear
Jawara.
family, Casey and Haley and everybody and Farah. That
So
show's
major.
so amazing. It's one of my favorite shows to do, so I can't wait till you guys watch it. It's so
So
dope.
major. So make sure you watch it tonight. Make sure you watch yesterday's today. Make sure you watch tomorrow's tomorrow. Like, tune in all week. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
let's talk about, like, because again, I consider you to be a hair artist. Where's your research? Like, where does this come from? Like, literally, like, again, you guys will see again in Mugler, the start of a finger wave. It is. Okay,
Mhm.
anyway, so
My research, I'm a research junkie. So I'm a research junkie. I have like so many old magazines, and on my days off, I usually like go to the libraries. I'm watching old movies, watching old films, watching old videos, music videos from the 90s, you
You
know,
love a
like just
music video.
everything. I'm a reference junkie. I like to keep everything in files, physical files and digital files. And I just feel like for me, it allows me to kind of like put concepts together and get references easier and stuff like that. So I think it's really important for artists to kind of understand references and, you know, be in, like, dive into the culture, like read books. I said read movies, read books, watch movies, you know, all that stuff. Get inspired. What inspires you? Watch things and try to
Yeah,
interpret that, what that is in your mind. And, you know, I think that's a
yeah,
good way to do that.
got you. Okay.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's real quick jump to, so yes, there's your fashion world. You're killing it. Tell us about how you met Solange and how that relationship is.
Solange is one of my favorite people in the world ever. Um, I think she's pushed me as a hairstylist and as an artist to think outside the box. I met Solange on a job. She hired me for a job, and I think on that first time we just we just loved each other. You know, like we were laughing, joking, we under like sharing musics, and you know, she's really interested in like up and coming talent, and I am as well. So we both kind of understood certain things, and it was really so good, so good. It's so good. She's like the actual, like, she's like family, like for real, for real.
Yeah, I
She's like,
remember when, yeah, she went to
yeah,
see your mom. She goes
yeah,
to hang out with your mom in
yeah.
Jamaica. I'm
She
like,
loves my mom. My mom loves her. It's like it's amazing. It's amazing.
oh, that's
She
a
changed
good
my life.
relationship.
I love her for sure.
And you know what? It's a beautiful thing when artists meet artists. Like, because both of you
Yeah,
are like artists. It's not like, oh, a celebrity and then somebody who does hair. It's like, no, I'm an
yeah.
artist.
I feel
You're an
like when
artist.
sometimes when you show up for clients or show up for certain celebrities, you kind of like are there doing what they want, and you know, just kind of like glorifying them, making like boosting their ego, making sure they go into the performance or everything feeling energized. And I think it was a bit different with Solange. I think she kind of saw my artistry through my work, and she was like, "Go ahead, do what you do." You know what I mean? And like, if she made her little tweaks to it to make herself comfortable, then that was one thing. But it's like, it was amazing. It was really, really
Oh,
dope.
I love it. What's the
Dope.
favorite moment you've had with her so far?
Anytime we're in Jamaica.
Okay, no, no, I didn't mean moment like that because y'all got personal moments. What's the favorite
um,
hair look you've done on her?
the favorite hair look I've done on Solange. This last project, when I get home, I did a 93 inch wig. I like, me and assistants like we customized, made a 93-inch wig, and she's like walking with it, and it's like dragging on the floor, and I just thought that was so funny. Um, I have a lot of nice memories with her. I remember like us being in Jamaica for a shoot, and you know, dyeing her hair blonde and like doing these big knots in her hair, and like, you know, just dope hair moments that I love.
I love
Days
it.
cover is a really good one. I
Their
like.
days cover is good. I posted that. It's in our stories. Make sure you check it out, people. I loved
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Hmm.
I mean, they're all good. I think they're all good. So, and again, I keep referring to you as an artist. Let's tell the people about your art exhibit that you just had in London.
Oh yes. So Nadine Ijueri, a friend of mine, a photographer, a friend of mine, which I love, and we decided to go to Jamaica and do a documentation of what a small representation of what hair means to people there, and how it relates to the culture and pride and hair pride and all of that. And we called it Talawa, and we debuted it in London in January. And I was bringing it to New York, but
Ugh,
because of COVID,
COVID shut us
we
down.
might
Ugh.
have to push it back. But I'm definitely bringing it back to New York for sure, for sure. Because I feel like people would love it here. So look out for that.
And
Hopefully
what does
this.
Talawa mean?
Um, it's strength. It's
Okay,
strength.
okay.
They usually say like little, like Jamaicans say little but Talawa, meaning like I'm small in size, but I'm powerful. And I feel like that about uh, Black people, Jamaican
Mm,
people,
yeah,
and I just kind of wanted to represent that through here.
got
So
you.
Yeah.
I love that, and it's
It
so
was a,
cute
it
for
was
you
a little
guys. I
nod.
wasn't able
It
to.
was
I
a
wasn't
little
able to
nod.
do
It
that.
wasn't like we didn't do a lot according to
Oh,
me,
but
because I
you
like to
did
do a lot.
enough. You did
Yeah.
enough, and it's amazing. So relax
Yeah.
yourself.
But I'm gonna
It
bring it
was
to New York for
amazing.
sure. I'm bringing
Okay,
it to
I
New York
love
for
it.
sure.
I
Hmm.
love it. I love it. I'm excited about that. And you are also the Dyson brand ambassador, right?
Yeah, one of the Dyson styling ambassador of Dyson, which I'm
Which is
extremely excited
major.
about because they are so like they become family now too. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
It's so amazing. I love the way they stand behind their products. I love the way how they do things. It's just so dope. It's inclusive. It's really good. I love what's going on with them, and I love being a part of that and the
Yeah.
support that I get from them, and just being able to stand behind stuff that works so beautifully and looks so chic, and
Right?
you know,
It's so good. I do know. Like, yeah, I be responsible for the Dysons at
you
the shows.
know,
And they're so
I could
beautiful.
look
Like
at
they really
Dyson
are.
products. I could look at Dyson products all day because it's just like just chic, you know, and it's like
Yes, it is.
yeah.
It fits your brand. I'm just saying. And also, guys, by the way, we're gonna be doing a Dyson giveaway this weekend. So
Work,
yes, for all of you
work, y'all.
guys who are watching Jawara's piece, so it'll post after this live. So we'll post on the page, and all you have to do is tag 5 people and follow Jawara, follow myself, follow Dyson, and you'll be entered to win a Dyson Supersonic. And we're gonna do on Friday we're gonna do or Monday. Yes, Dyson Supersonic. So on Monday we're gonna give the giveaway, okay? And it's a major product, okay? So shout out to Dyson, shout out to Jawara, who's the global brand ambassador. We love you for that. Yes, it's major.
Mhm.
So make sure y'all tag y'all people. Like we doing stuff over here, okay? Um,
Yes,
so Jawara, another question before because we only have like 10 minutes. It happens so fast. I told you
I
this was gonna
know,
happen
right?
fast. So I want to ask, how does it feel to know that your art influences pop culture? Like, you do these things for the runways, you do these things for editorials, for campaigns, like, and people take that in, just like you were a kid looking at these magazines and being like,
I
oh, I want to do that. How does that feel?
I still haven't grasped that yet because I don't know. I just still feel like I have so much to do, so I haven't really looked at what I've done or how it's influenced people because I don't know. I that part hasn't connected to me yet. It
But do you
hasn't.
understand that you do though? Like you're doing Off-White show, you're doing Mugler show, you're
I
doing Calvin
do.
Klein campaigns, you're doing
Yeah,
like
I do understand that for sure. I just don't. I guess it hasn't connected that it's influential to people yet. So,
yes.
but I'm very, very, very honored and pleased if it does. And
Yes.
I don't. I love it. I love it.
I
I love
love
it.
it. You love it. Shout out to Art Partner. We see Art Partner in here. That's
Hey, our
Jawara's agency. Hey,
partner.
Art Partner. We love you. Shout out to you. Tell me about that. In terms of people getting an agent, how do you go? Like, what were you looking for in an agency, and what does an agency bring to your world that helps you be successful?
I think an agency should um, help you connect the dots to get to where you need to go
Hmm.
in every sense of the word. And I think that I've been blessed with some amazing agents who have opened up my mind and showed me how to connect to different clients and audiences outside of doing hair. How to move as a business, how to move professional. I've been really, really blessed with some amazing agents in the past um, that that have helped me through that. So it's really, really good when you connect with somebody, you connect with an agency, you connect with some type of publicist or something that helps you understands what you're trying to do and can
Yeah.
push you further into that realm of what you want to be.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's important. Like I said, support is important.
Support is
You can,
important. Teams
yeah,
are important.
it's important.
Respect
It's
your team.
important to
Yeah.
push yourself. It's important to push yourself, but support is important. And I 100% stand behind that. So Thank you
I
for
love
all
that.
my supporters over the years who have supported me.
Yes, it's me. I
Ev-
support you. Um, okay, tell me this. What do you think? Again, you just left Fashion Week, which was crazy, crazy, crazy. Remember, we were throwing on our mask at the last minute. That was right when Corona
we
started. Like
almost got
we
caught.
were
We almost
in
got caught in
Milan.
it.
We were in Milan when shit
Remember, I was
got
telling people to
real.
give me 2 feet.
Yeah, you were like 2 feet, 2 feet. I had to find Jawara a mask. This was like the end of February, right? Yeah, the end of February, and we were in
You
Milan
gave
when
me.
shit
Remember, you
got
gave me my
real.
first mask.
I gave you
Yeah.
your first mask. I was like, Jawara, you can't be going out here like this. Here, take this
No.
mask. But
Thank you
so
so much for saving
of
my
course.
life, Lord.
I
I
always
don't
got your
know.
back. I got your back.
I don't
But
know
tell
what
me,
I would have
but tell me
did.
this. Like that seems like such a far world away from where we
From
are now. Like
now,
there were all
right?
those people backstage. There was so much going on. We were flying from Milan to Paris to whatever. Like, and now that seems like such a far, like
It feels
long
like a
world
whole
away,
other world
a
away.
whole nother world. So
Sometimes
what do
when I
you?
see certain things come out, not to cut you off, when I see
No.
certain things come out, like editorials that I don't even remember I've done because of what's been going on, I'm like, oh wow, I do editorials. Like I don't. I'm
Like, oh,
so.
I forgot. I forgot.
You know what I mean? I'm so like I love what I do, but this thing has now positioned me in a way where I'm just seeing and dealing with so many other things that it's interesting. But go ahead, answer your question.
No, what I was gonna say was, what do you see about the future of set life? Like, because yeah, like how we doing?
I feel like set life is going to change. I feel like there's going to be a lot more precautions. I feel like there's going to be a lot less people on set. I know for me, I'm doing a hazmat suit everywhere. You know I am.
I know you
I'm
will
nuts.
too, though. Like you're crazy. You're out of your
Even
mind.
after it's all, even if there's a cure, I'm doing a hazmat suit
I can't even deal with you.
because
Oh my god! Because I got things.
things to do. I got
Oh
things
my
to do,
god! I
y'all, for
cannot.
real.
Okay, real quick. Let
hmm
me go through a couple things. What's your favorite
Okay.
song of all time?
My Life by Mary J. Blige.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was a Mary J moment. First
You know
music
Mary
video
Blige.
you first music video you ever fell in love with?
Um, Murder She Wrote by Shaka Demus and Pliers.
Oh, oh, now I gotta. Yeah, I need to write it because
That
I don't
video
see
is
it.
yeah.
Okay, okay. He always got a reference, y'all. Okay. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is What's Love Got to Do with It?
That makes sense. Okay. Let's do a quick game of either or. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Fashion show or editorial shoot?
Damn, that's hard. Both. Okay.
You started off the game wrong. Like, which
Editorial.
one?
Okay. uh, editorial shoot.
Okay, boom. Compassion or tough love?
Compassion.
London or New York?
Now New York.
New York. Jawara
Maybe in a
lives
few
in
months I'll be
London,
like
by the way, you
London.
guys. Jawara lives in London, but he's in New York. He's from New York, but he lives in London. You left us,
Uh-huh.
but okay. So New York still got your heart.
New York got my heart still. Yeah.
Okay, boom. Wig or weave?
You know what? Weave.
Weave?
I'm a little over these wigs.
You? I'm
You
not.
won't
Jawara, we
say
only
I'm a
got
little
4 minutes.
over
I
these
can't do
wigs.
this with you. We got 4 minutes.
I'm a little
Um,
over these wigs.
um, short or long? Short or long?
Sure.
Love and hip hop or Real Housewives?
You can't do that to me.
You know I did it to you. I did it.
um, if it's Atlanta, Real Housewives. But if it's anything
Okay.
else, you know how I feel about Love It.
I know, I do. Okay. 90s or now? The 90s or now?
90s for sure.
Obama or Oprah?
You gonna put them up against each other?
Did you?
Obama.
Obama. Okay. Early morning or late night?
Late night.
Call or text?
Text.
Yes, for a late night text. Okay, word association. You ready? Real quick. We only got 3 minutes. You ready?
Okay, go.
Solange.
Artist.
Hair.
Amazing. Innovative.
Okay. Hair. That
Okay.
one word. Okay. Hair. Hair.
My life.
Vogue.
Uh, representation now.
Passion.
Passion. Passion. Passion is what drives me. So I would say drive.
Got it. Diversity.
We still need some more work on that.
Okay, we still got work to do. And he addresses it in tonight's episode of Respect the Process, Jawara. Yeah, there's an 8. Okay, you addressed that in that piece. Family.
My everything.
Oh, I know it is. I love you for that. I
Everything.
love you for that. All right, we only got 2 minutes. I want you to leave the kids with a quote to live by or the best quote that's ever been that someone's ever told you.
Well, I just want to say that thank you so much for having me, first of all. And I
Of
want
course.
everyone to understand that, working in this industry is not easy at all. But I think that if you understand who you are and where you're going with your message, it makes all the difference. And just be compassionate, be nice to people, work extremely hard, and have a lot of perseverance. And don't let nobody tell you can't do shit, because I'm doing something that a lot of people told me I couldn't do. And just keep God close.
Yo, that's the best way. Keep God close. I love it,
Hmm.
Jawar. You do
And your
know how
barber,
much
because this is.
this. Keep your barber closed because this I can't do. Jawar, I love
Mhm.
you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much. I'm
you.
so excited
Thank
about
you.
having all these pieces about him this weekend. So if y'all couldn't tell, it's a Jawara takeover on our page for the weekend. So get used to it. We have another piece coming out tonight, the Mugler. We have Off White tomorrow. Shout out to Art Partner. Thank you, Art Partner. Thank you, Dyson. Again, we're giving away a Dyson on Monday. So make sure that after this, you guys go to our page and then tag 5 people. Make sure you're following me, Jawar, and Dyson, and we're gonna make sure that we raffle on Monday. Jawar, I love you.
Love you too. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. That happened so fast. We gotta do something else. We gotta do it again. But make sure
I'm
y'all
down.
check
You
out
let
the
me know
rest.
and I'm ready.
You already know it's happening. So make sure y'all check out the rest of Jawar's Respect the Process. And yeah, it's gonna be lit. It's amazing. Like it, share it, comment, like give it to the people. Get it out there. Like the people need to. It's representation. Okay, it's for us by us. Shout out to Jawar. I love you so much.
Love y'all too.
Okay. All right. I gotta
Bye,
go. I
guys.
gotta go. Bye. Okay,
Bye.
guys. See you later. Thank you so much. See y'all next week. Again, Jawara, respect the process. It's on our page. Make sure you like it, share, comment, all that stuff. Giving away a Dyson. I love y'all. Today's our 40th show. Y'all been supporting. I love y'all so much. TGI Friday. Have an amazing Friday. Thank you, Chucky, for checking in. Thank you, Baby, for checking in. Thank you, Jawara, for everything. Thank you, our partner. Thank you, Dyson. Namaste. Have an amazing weekend. I'm clocking out. Peace.